If you've ever wondered how to use the fill tool in Pixlr E, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the fill tool, including the shortcut key, the main settings, and the second fill method for selected areas. This is one of those tools that seems simple at first, but once you understand the controls, it becomes incredibly useful for editing backgrounds, changing solid colors, cleaning up designs, and working faster inside Pixlr E. If this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more easy editing guides. Now let's get started. First, open Pixlr E and start with any project or canvas you want to edit. The fastest way to access the fill tool is by pressing F on your keyboard. That shortcut immediately selects the fill tool without needing to search through the toolbar. You can also find it on the left-hand toolbar if you prefer clicking it manually. Once it's selected, you'll see the fill settings and your color options become important. Before you click anywhere on the canvas, choose the color you want to use. In Pixlr E, that means selecting a color from the color picker circle. You can drag around the circle to pick the exact shade you want, then adjust brightness or saturation depending on the look you're going for. This is especially useful if you want your fill color to match a brand color, a background theme, or another element in your design. Once your color is selected, simply click on the area of the canvas you want to fill. Pixlr E will apply the color based on the region it detects. If you click inside a closed shape or a section with clear boundaries, the tool will fill that area quickly and cleanly. This is perfect for filling simple backgrounds, recoloring sections of an image, or changing the color of isolated objects. Now let's talk about the top bar settings, because these controls make a huge difference in how the fill tool behaves. The first one is tolerance. Tolerance ranges from 1 to 100, and it controls how broadly the tool matches colors. If you set tolerance low, the fill will only target very exact color matches. This is great when you want precision and don't want nearby shades affected. If you set tolerance higher, the tool will include a wider range of similar colors, which is helpful for images with shadows, gradients, or slight color variations. For example, if you're filling a sky, wall, or background that isn't one perfectly flat color, a higher tolerance can help the fill work more naturally. But if you go too high, the fill might spread farther than you intended and affect nearby areas. So the best approach is to start low, test it, and then increase it only if needed. Next is contiguous. This setting decides whether the fill tool only fills connected areas or all matching colors across the layer. When contiguous is turned on, the tool fills only the pixels that are touching the spot you clicked. That means it stays within one connected region. This is useful when your design has separate areas with the same color, but you only want to affect one of them. When contiguous is turned off, the fill tool will fill that exact color across the entire layer at once. That can save a lot of time if you want to replace every instance of one color, but you should be careful because it can change more than you expect. If you're editing a detailed image, make sure to double check this option before applying the fill. The next setting is opacity. Opacity controls how visible the fill will be. At 100%, the fill is fully solid. If you lower the opacity, the fill becomes more transparent and starts blending with the textures or colors underneath. This is extremely useful when you want a softer effect instead of a hard, fully opaque block of color. For example, if you're trying to tint a background or add a subtle overlay, lowering opacity can make the result look much more natural. Another important option is anti-aliasing. When this is turned on, Pixlr E smooths out jagged or pixelated edges around the fill. This is especially helpful when filling shapes with curved edges or diagonal boundaries. Without anti-aliasing, the edges can look rough or stair-stepped. With it on, the fill looks cleaner and more polished, which is usually what you want for professional-looking edits. Now let's move on to a second method called stroke and fill, which is really useful when you're working with a perfect shape or a manual cutout. Instead of relying on color matching, this method lets you fill a selection directly. To use it, first choose a selection tool like Marquee Select by pressing M or Lasso Select by pressing L. Use the tool to select the area you want to fill. This might be a rectangle, a circle, or a custom hand-drawn selection depending on your project. After your selection is active, go up to the top menu and click Edit, then choose Fill. A dialog box will appear, and from there you can choose the color and opacity you want. Once everything looks right, click Apply. Pixlr E will fill only the selected area, which is perfect when you need a controlled fill inside a specific shape. This method is especially helpful for logos, cutout designs, graphic elements, and any situation where the fill tool alone might be too broad. If you want the cleanest results, a good workflow is to zoom in, check your selection edges, and make sure the right tool is active before filling. If the fill doesn't behave the way you expected, the first things to check are tolerance, contiguous, and whether you're working on the correct layer. These three settings can completely change the outcome. So to quickly recap, press F to select the fill tool, choose your color from the color picker circle, click the area you want to fill, and adjust tolerance, contiguous, opacity, and anti-aliasing as needed. If you need more precision, use a selection first and then go to Edit and Fill for a more controlled result. Once you understand both methods, you'll be able to work much faster and create cleaner edits in Pixlr E. If this video helped you learn something new, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Pixlr tutorials, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.